here's Brody Brazil.
This past weekend in Las Vegas, a handful of sporting-related events to share with you here at the beginning of the video to help set up the rest of the things that I want to tell you about. First off, the CONCACAF Nations League Finals. A handful of international soccer matches over at Allegiant Stadium. By the way, attendance-wise, some people said it was a bit of a disappointment. I'm just here to let you know that there were crowds over at the football stadium for soccer. But all of that completely overshadowed by the Golden Knights Stanley Cup Championship parade on Saturday night on the Strip. Yeah, a nighttime parade where they closed down, like a mile plus of the Strip for 100,000 people to come on down and party with the Golden Knights. And by the way, that 100,000 number, no, I do understand in the scale of parades across our country, that's not the biggest number you've ever seen, but proportionate to the size of Las Vegas, yeah, very, very impressive and respectable crowd out there. And I want to say, as a hockey person, you need to party when you win the cup. You need to do it up big. You don't know how many opportunities you're going to get at this. I firmly believe the Stanley Cup is the hardest trophy in professional sports to win. All the other sports, baseball, basketball, football, you need skill, talent, determination, but in hockey and with the NHL, every team that wins it all needs some luck along the way. Regular season, postseason, in the final series. So obviously, congratulations to the Golden Knights. But Saturday, right, was all about the hockey team and a bunch of people making plans to go on down and party with them. But Saturday morning, this emerged on social media. That's right out front of Allegiant Stadium, as you can see. That's an electronic billboard purchased by the Oakland A's to celebrate and congratulate the Vegas Golden Knights on their championship. Now, I don't know if this electronic billboard rotated, if there were other things displayed over time, like if it alternated through a bunch of different things and we're just seeing this photo here. I also don't know if it was only up on Saturday or if it's going to continue or if it was up before that. I really don't know any of the details. All I do know is that Mick Akers of the Review-Journal, reporter down there, took these photos and shared them on Twitter. And on Twitter is where I kind of just was interested to see, well, what's the reaction to this? It is interesting, right? For a lot of different reasons. There were some questions posed that I'll share. First, let me set up the question that I would want to ask first. And I need to establish this. I firmly understand where this process is at for the Oakland A's and relocation. They just secured $380 million of public funding between the state of Nevada and Clark County. And they've also got the land orchestrated, those 9 acres at the site of the Tropicana Hotel. They've got a lot of wheels in motion going their direction. And truly the only thing that stands in their way right now from full-on relocation is just an owner's vote. Across Major League Baseball, they need a 75% confirming vote on the relocation application. So yes, I do understand where this process is at. But all of that established, my question is, even still, is this a little premature? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, maybe we're right around the corner from this. Maybe it's a little farther off in the distance. Maybe some things get in the way. I have no clue. I'm just saying and asking at this point, and it was the Golden Knights day/night, is this a little early to be doing something like this as the Oakland A's? You're still the Oakland A's for right now. A couple other comments I saw, and again, these are not mine. That first one was. These next two are not mine. Somebody said, this looks a little thirsty in Las Vegas. Now, being in my 40s, I know that that's slang, and that's not like hydration or dehydration thirsty. Thirsty for attention, trying to jump in on the success and the attention and how, everybody in Las Vegas loves the Golden Knights. They are truly Vegas born. They went to the Cup final their first year, didn't win it. Playoffs a couple years, then missing the playoffs, then winning it all, a week and a half ago or so. I've lost track of time. But trying to jump in on this and congratulate them and putting it up on a billboard for all to see, yeah, I don't use that word thirsty, but somebody did in actually, I think, Mick's Twitter thread. So I thought that was interesting enough to pass along. Somebody also said, does this come across as petty in Oakland? Now, again, that's not a word that I typically use. I'm not even sure if that's being used correctly, more of a slang type situation here, but petty in a sense of, yeah, you are still the Oakland A's. And it was a really rough last week for your current fan base in Oakland. All the news that developed, and it looked like a Senate bill was going to die, then it came back, and then things got passed, and the public funding happened, and then there was recess. And anyway, it was a very sensitive time for the fan base. And here this is, yes, this is in Southern Nevada, but you had to know that through these photographs and through social media, this is going to get back to all of the people in the East Bay and beyond Northern California. And again, they've already been through a lot. And to see this, you know, it's kind of not only attaching yourself to Nevada, but it's also very much trying to desperately detach yourself from the Bay Area. So again, that was somebody else's thought. You'll probably see it in this thread if you go look for it. But those were two things I saw that I felt were interesting to pass along here. My other question would be, so what is the actual intention here? Like, are you really trying to just congratulate them? Is it as simple as that? Why did you choose this billboard? Was it because maybe the stadium authority, which you're now kind of tied into, they had this opportunity because they also run Allegiant Stadium? Maybe it was I don't want to say an inside job, but somebody on the inside had the hookups to make it happen. I don't know, but what's the intention here? Is it to simply say congratulations, or is it like 5 layers beyond that? I'm also curious, like, did the Raiders do a billboard like this? Did the Las Vegas Aces do a billboard like this? The Raiders have already been down there. The Aces already exist down there. The A's officially are still the Oakland A's. They don't exist down there. So is this out of context for the A's to do something like this? And maybe the other two teams did. I don't know. I never saw pictures of that. Another question would be, who paid for this? Maybe it was free again. But it's just weird after the whole public money thing. The A's are criticized for not spending on players, and then there's this, right? Again, just interpretation here. Another question would be, all of this was captured and documented. Like, how many people actually saw these billboards in person versus now, like, you seeing it here on social media or YouTube or Twitter? Like, did more people actually see this because, well, Mick went out and took these photos? How did Mick know that this was happening? Did a friend call him up and said, hey, you might be interested in this? Did he have a heads up some other way? A lot of people might have just missed this. I didn't see anybody else first on this. He was like first and only on this. And it is a billboard. It is meant to be seen, right? Like, it's literally meant to be seen. They put these in strategic places. So it's interesting how it was instantly caught and nearly instantly documented. And I guess the last thing is, was it received well? Las Vegans who are either for or against the public funding of a ballpark or the A's relocation, or how about the Golden Knights as a franchise? You know, at the end of a press conference, their owner, Bill Foley, the other day was asked to comment on, hey, big developments with the A's. And I don't want to quote him exactly, but I think the summary of his comments were, hey, good for them. There's a lot of baseball games every season. You know, I mean, I didn't sense instant synergy, and maybe I just read that one quote wrong. Could be. But I'm curious how this was received by the Golden Knights, and most importantly, by all the faithful sports fans in Las Vegas. And by the way, last comment here. How surreal is it in a sense of a Raiders-branded electronic billboard down there, like the Raiders logo, with also the A's logo on there? If I showed this to you 5 years ago, you'd say, or I guess 7 years ago, you'd say, oh, that's probably somewhere in Alameda. But why would the A's and Raiders be celebrating the Golden Knights? Yeah, no, because they're two of the three are in Las Vegas, and one is desperately trying to get down there now. Yeah, kind of a surreal thing. Anyway, I don't want to make too big a deal out of this because I really don't think it is, but I thought there was a lot more to it than initially seeing photos. There were some things to say, some questions to ask, and I just wanted to pass them along. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Thumbs up on this video. You know I appreciate that. And also, don't forget to subscribe so I can see you back here next time.